Welcome back in college football world. Peter and Rob here for you with another video. Breaking today from the College Football Playoff Committee is the reseeding of the college football playoff. Now they're going to seed it 1 through 12 completely ranked by the committee. There are a couple other things as well going on with this, whereas the highest five, not just the Power Four, but the highest five conference champions automatically make the playoffs, but they are not guaranteed to be top five seeds. For example, a Big 12 champion from last year, Boise State, they got the 12 seed, but it could potentially be a 10 seed this year in terms of they're not guaranteed or they got the 4 seed. They're not guaranteed a top 4 seed in this new playoff formula. And as well, the number one overall seed in the playoff at the end of the rankings after conference championship Saturday is guaranteed some preferential treatment in where they want to play in what bowl destination they'll be playing for in the quarterfinals. Now, the only thing staying the same, and I'll let you speak in a second here, Rob, is that the top 4 seeds still do receive a bye in the first round and not a home playoff game.
Yeah, so I have a little man. The number one team in the nation getting preferential treatment on what bowl game they want to play. That means that they could look at the seeding format
Yeah.
and pick like, okay, we want to play in the bowl game where there's the least competition, so we'll get an easy ride to the semifinals. I think the best team in the country should not have that choice because they're the best team in the country. They should continue to have to prove that they're the best team in the country by playing the toughest competition. Look what Ohio State did. Had to get that one in there. But so I'm looking at so they took the regular seeding of the 12-team playoff and they did a new reseeding because they're doing straight seeding. And
Straight seeding.
You mentioned that just because you're a conference champion doesn't mean you get an automatic bye. So it looks like it looks like they're doing the seeding based on the final AP poll ranking. Because what I'm seeing is, we all know that Penn State lost in the Big Ten championship. They end up being ranked 4th in the final AP. They get a bye. Texas, they lost to Georgia in the SEC championship. They finished the final AP poll ranked number 3, so they get an automatic bye. So again, like it looks like, in terms of like what you said, you're not guaranteed a automatic bye. It looks like that's happening because Boise State is now getting the 9 seed. I can see that being fair. They were in a lower conference, less competition, so they're ranked 9th playing Indiana. And who was the trying to think of who was the other, so it was Oregon, wasn't it Georgia?
Arizona State, Georgia, and Boise State got all the
Yeah,
byes last year.
even Arizona State. I mean, they won their conference championship,
Yeah.
and they would be playing Ohio State in the first round. So I think it's a good idea, but personally, the fact that seems like they're putting less emphasis on conference championships,
Yeah.
why not get rid of conference championship weekend? I mean, they're moving the needle, but I think it's more about TV deals and money now as to why keep conference championship weekend intact. That's just
The,
what I'm thinking.
the humorous thing is like they met for these couple of days, and yes, they did some tweaking, but it clearly almost delegitimizes the purpose of playing the conference championship game in general. Like you were saying, I mean, what's the purpose of a team playing outside of money and losing that game? That most likely could jeopardize possibly their inclusion in the playoffs, where they're almost a lock pre-game. Money is clearly the reason in this, and the other factor in this is just we know they're already discussed during these meetings, during this week's conferences, of a 14 or a 16 team playoff, and we know we're headed in that direction. So I'm a little surprised they don't just take that step.
Yeah,
Maybe
You know, let them do their little retweaking, but hopefully when they did do the big retweaking and do the 14-16, they'll
Yeah.
take a look at this like, oh, we illegitimize conference championships.
Yeah.
Like we don't automatically give them bye weeks. But wait, let's get rid of conference championships. We now have 14-16 teams. We'll get rid of that. We'll have the playoffs start normally when conference championship weekend is.
Yeah.
And you know what? We'll get rid of bowl games. And you know what? These top 4 seeds or whatever. Actually, no, the top 2 seeds,
Hmm.
they get home field advantage throughout the entire playoff. We're not doing bowl games. We're not doing neutral sites. I mean, unless it's for, the actually no, not even for the semifinals. The the national championship should be the only neutral site in the college
That would
football
be, I mean,
playoffs.
that would be amazing. I would certainly be in favor of that.
Could
I
could
just don't see any possibility that happens. But
could you imagine like an SEC school coming to Columbus
we
in
saw it last year
and
during that polar vortex.
January, dude? Like, I mean, you know what, dude? It was the only time, it was snowing in South Bend
Sure
for
was.
the Indiana Notre Dame game.
Friday night game, yeah.
But like not like that was like the Ohio State game, Tennessee game. It was just cold, man. Could you imagine coming to Columbus and like mid, like mid beginning of January?
Yeah,
Like that.
even colder. We had that polar vortex last year, and 2 of them actually, and that would be, whew, honestly that would be hard for our playing system. But we are obviously way more used to the cold than SEC teams or Texas or teams of that nature, But
And just like keep the bowl games intact, but give it to
yeah,
the smaller schools so they can get more exposure and
I think
more
that would
and
be
make
wise.
money for their schools.
How soon do you think we're going to get to a 16-team playoff? Do you see it before
I s
2030 or
2 years,
after?
man. 2 years.
Do you think it'd be within 2 years?
2 to 3
I
years,
can't
man.
disagree with you on that. Like I said, I think it'll be before 2030,
Yeah,
without
I mean,
question. Like,
if you look at the landscape of college football,
mhm.
dude, it literally shifted to NIL
Yeah,
to actually no, it went from the BCS to the 14 playoff to NIL to
it's
12-team playoff, now straight seeding, and now there's literally talks. It's no more rumors. They're literally in talks right now, trying to finalize and settle for this 14-16 playoff. And again, my prediction is I give it 2 to 3 years.
2 to 3 years. Okay. I could definitely see that, man. It's a constantly shifting sands, and it's honestly hard to keep up with some of the news and all the teams and realignment and all this stuff. But it's fun. We're here to keep you up to date as possible. And man, hopefully, I have Ohio State being in this next playoff iteration. It's a tough schedule, but Texas coming to town. But I definitely see us Buckeyes making the playoffs again. It just depends on where we're going to be ranked. Who knows if we'll have a home game or not, or skip a bye or not, Big Ten champions or not. We're going to find out.
Definitely, man. Definitely, dude.
Yeah, that's it for this college football playoff update. There'll probably be one next year about the same time. Let's just be completely honest. So
It's a,
let's,
if you want to know what this is going to be all about, follow the money. Just follow it
yep,
all the way along.
yep, follow the paper trail. No question, no question. All right, go Bucks and God bless. We will see you on the next one.
OH.
IO.